Ok, velkommen igjen. Begynner å like meg når det begynner å bli så fullt hus her. Nå skal jeg prøve, altså jeg merker at hjernen min har stoppet litt. Nå skal jeg prøve, jeg har fått 64 943 forespørsler i Barn i går om foredraget til Caroline Reistad. Det er altså foredraget til Caroline Reistad blir klokken 12, og foredraget til Irland fra Cuba blir klokken 10:30. Hva? Adrian, ja, akkurat. Så jeg kunne ikke gå. Ok, så de bytter plass. Det hadde ikke jeg oppfattet, men du spør Elisabeth etterpå, for jeg klarer ikke å svare. Så det er altså gjort nå at de bare bytter plass, siden det har vært en relativt mange spørsmål om det. Så er det to som har kommet med bøker. Erlend, du skal få 43 sekunder til å si noe om den, og så kan du signere der nede etterpå. Bare 45 sekunder.
Ja, tusen hjertelig takk. Det kom plutselig. Det var, ja, jeg har altså dratt tilbake til mitt barndomsferiested Sildestøl, sted til farfaren min Harald Sæverud, som ble museum for 20 år siden, og innhentet barndom fotografisk. Og jeg signerer og har lagd bok om det. Og, ja.
Så da er han nede på huset etterpå, hvis folk vil kjøpe noen bøker av han. Nå redder vi fattige kunstnere. Og så har du en bok.
Ja.
Ja.
Hei, jeg heter Ragne Sigmund, og jeg jobber på en fotofagskole i Danmark. Og jeg har vært med til en bok som heter Se her, billedkomposisjon for fotografer og andre billedskapere. Og aldri i Skandinavia er det utgitt en så tykk, omstendelig, dyptgående bok om emnet. Det er alt fra komposisjonslære, persepsjonslære, og hvordan man leser bilder i det hele tatt, formulaen for billedsuksess. Og det har også et kapittel om posering og mer.
Ja. Hvor mange bøker har du med?
Jeg fikk ikke plass til så mange i kofferten, så det er et visningseksemplar på kontoret. Ja. Og så er det noen som har spørsmål til meg, så er det bare å komme med det. Og ellers så kan den bestilles i Adlibris. Ja, du får en.
Men da er det allerede to som har... Så der, for nemlig, hvis dere leser den boka, så kan dere alt etter hva jeg skjønner. For da er det alt løst, ikke sant? Så da er det bare å stille ut på Museum of Modern Art.
Hva heter det? Se her. Det baserer på boka The Command to Look.
Nå... Alejandro Chaskielberg is a very popular guy, you can see. We are very, very proud to have you. You've done stunning work. And we are so much looking forward to see your screening and your lecture. Thank you for coming, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Big hand!
Hello, good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited that there is a lot of people here. So I hope you enjoy this lecture. I would like to share with you some of my feelings about photography and some of my ideas about color. So I will start talking about a little bit about the beginnings of my career. I started working as a photojournalist. Working in local medias from Argentina. So this is the governor's house from Argentina, and I always say if I live in the United States and if this was the White House, I will be rich, but I'm not. So from my beginning, I started when I was 18 years old, working in the media. And I worked there for 4 years, and I didn't feel really good. I couldn't express all my feelings on photography doing photojournalism. Photojournalism has a lot of limits when you are doing a work, when you want to do a documentary work. So from these first 4 years, I can show you just this project. This is a project called Argentina 2001. In 2001, Argentina had a big crisis, like the Greece has last year, it was a big crash, economical crash, and also a political and social crash. So these are images taken in Buenos Aires, and they were done for a magazine. I started, as I said, when I was 18 years old, and the magazine, it's called Noticias. It was the main magazine. So when I was working in this magazine, I started feeling a lot of limits. So after 4 years, I left photography. I stopped doing photographs. Nowadays, I come back to this, to my portfolio, and I can rescue this bunch of images, because I think they have some things that I continue doing nowadays. Mainly the relationship between colors. Also, I am also doing documentary now about social issues. So,
what's happening here?
It was a sack. You say sack? People start to rob all the supermarket. So that was happening in 2001. Then the president leave the presidents. We had 5 different presidents. That's maybe something that you can smile, because we had 5 different presidents in 2 weeks. So that's only happens in South America, I think. So there were a lot of policemen in the supermarket. This is one of my favorite photos from this project, because of the lines you can see, of the perspective and the color. So at that moment, I was studying cinematography. I am the director of photography from the National Film Institute, and I also was playing the violin. That is my other passion. So I stopped doing photographs, and I went into the National Conservatory of Classical Music, and I played the violin for 4 years. And I think this was a very important step in my career, because I need to clean up the way I was photographing. I was very contaminated because of the limitations from the photojournalism. The photojournalist, you have to express an idea, and you have to put a lot of information in one image. And there is the time that the spectator, the people who see the image, needs to understand very quickly. So you can't stop and look at these images with a lot of time. That's what I think. So I was feeling really upset about that. But after 4 years, I came back to the visual world, because I was feeling I need to go back to photograph. And I started this. This is like my first personal project. It was taken in 2006. And it's called Borders, and it is inspired in a book I read at that time from Italo Calvino. The book is Invisible Cities, I think. I don't know if it's in English it's like that. And these books, Calvino talks and describes very fantastic cities, fictional cities. So I tried to photograph, to make in images, to describe a city that was invisible for all the people. So this city was between the sea and the land. It was on the border between that. So what I said that, well, I will go to photograph. This was taken at the shore of the Rio de la Plata River. It's the biggest the widest river in the world, and it's at the shore of Buenos Aires, capital city. So I pick up a Rolleiflex, a medium format camera, and a powerful flash. So I start portraying people at the shore. And with this technique, I try to show the landscape and the beach like a fictional place, trying to make the natural light of the sun lower than the flash. So I always, when I start doing a project, I always start thinking on the camera I will use, because this is the brush for the photographer. So for me, what's really important to use this camera at that moment, because this is a technical resource that I use to complete my ideas and my feelings about this project. They are all taken in positive film, so they have these strong colors. Actually, I have always been working with film cameras, and I love positive film because of the colors you can obtain. Actually, my photojournalism era was really good because I could experiment a lot, taking around 20 rolls of positive films each day. So at that time, I could photograph without a photometer, just looking at the scene. I said, well, this is that exposure. So I was really experienced on doing that. After this project, I started this one that is called Nocturama, and this is the only project I did in digital format. It was done with a very small camera, like this one, but older one. And there are images taken during the night. There are 1 minute long exposures. And I took these images in different travels, and portraying, well, this is a self-portrait. This is me, so my brother doesn't like this image because he says that I am doing fuck you with my hand, but that's not true. What I have in my hand it's a flashlight to put some light in my head, and then you can see the moonlight. So with this project is really small. It has 6 images, but was really important because with this project I won a very important award in Argentina that is called Curriculum Zero. This award was given to me by the main art gallery called Ruth Ben-Sakar. So at that time I didn't know about art. I didn't know the difference between an art fair, a biennale. I didn't know that there were awards about art, on art. So when I won this award, they gave me a solo exhibition 1 year later. So, but I didn't have any other images than this. This is also 1 minute exposure. This has some strobe flash. As you can see, there is a lot of wind there. and that's the Rio de la Plata River. I am always working with the river and with the water. That's something that inspires me a lot. So, as I was telling, I need more images to show at the exhibition in that gallery, but I haven't more images. So I started visiting a friend that was living in an island. Near Buenos Aires, capital city, there is a lot of islands because of there is a delta. You know, a delta is formed when a big river ends, and it has hundreds of different islands where part of this delta is like a tourist place for people who live in Buenos Aires, but there are also some part of this delta that they live the islanders. The islanders are people that are not communicated with the city. They don't have any relationship with the city, and they live really isolated. So when you can see the islands, but it's difficult to start getting in touch with them. So I will show you. Well, that's the last image of this project, Nocturama. As you can see, maybe you can see, I am in the photo here. Maybe you can see me because I was running, sorry. You can see me here, and you can see me there in the house. So I start the shutter, and I run, and I put 5 different flashes. That was because the camera only let me to expose for 1 minute long, so I had to run a lot with this camera. Well, 15 fotos 70-75 y 70-74. Placa 1, foto 7548.
Mantenga así cuando me mantenga quieto.
19, foto 7678. Well, this is an introduction of this project called La Creciente in Spanish and High Tide in English. As you can see, this is one of the islands. This photo was taken with a helicopter, and in the delta there are like hundreds of islands. So after my previous project, Nocturama, I decided to continue doing night photographs, but I switched the camera and I started doing with a large format camera using positive film. And doing with a large format allowed me to make longer exposures. So these images are from 5 to up to 10 minutes long exposures. So the large format camera also let me express myself in a different way, because using the tilt and shift options in the large format, you can compose the image with the natural perspective of the place and also with the focus plane. The focus plane is always going through the image or through the scene, not like parallel to the film, but in diagonal and making distortions of our perception of the landscape. This is the photo, the cover of this book that I did. Later you can see this book. I did on the first year living in the islands just 12 images. I only photographed during the moonlight, so each month I only had a window of 3 days to photograph. So I exhibited this project at the gallery, and it was a really good exhibition. The people liked that. Also, well, goodbye, goodbye. And then I received an email from National Geographic. And the Chris Rainier assistants found my work in the web, and she presented my portfolio to the advisory board. So one day I woke up and I received an email from National Geographic, and I was really happy. They invited me to participate in the All Rose photography program. I won this award with 3 other photographers from Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and Azerbaijan. And for me, was really important winning this award because for one reason was because they give me a lot of resources. They give me equipment, and they give me a website and many things. But also, for me, I started looking at my work in a different way. I always think that when we, as our photographers, you always start thinking in your projects, and you always think who will be the specter of your project. So this project was started to be shown at an art gallery. For me, it was an art project, and then it came the National Geographic, and they said, well, this is a documentary project. You are documenting a culture, you're documenting a community. So in a way, it changes me a lot, the way I was looking at my work. Well, in all these images, I'm using different sources. This image, for example, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different light sources. It has, no, 6, I'm sorry. It has the moonlight in the background that illuminates the sky. It has the artificial light from the house. Then this boy in the boat has a flashlight that has a cyan tone flashlight. You can see that the green is not natural. It doesn't have any magenta. And then I use another flashlight, like it's reddish. It is used for hunting, and I illuminate the bottom, the bottom of the house, and also the trees. You can see they are reddish. And the lady sat over the boy. It's illuminated with a strobe. And the 6th light is these 2 lines on the sky that you can see. This is a plane that was going to land near there. So I'm always working with many flashlights that I had in my hands. So I start doing the photographs, and I walk around, and I put some light because I move fast, and I'm always dressed in black. You can see me here. This image, this is one of my favorite images because when I found this guy. This guy is the watchman of a place where I don't know how to say in English. They build ships and boats. They repair boats. I don't know how. And he's a watchman, so I went to this place to take a photo of a boat. And this man came and started talking to me. So we shared some wine, one glass, 2 glasses, 3 glasses. And on the 3rd glass, he started talking his personal story. I was looking at him, and the animal started always going behind him. So he said, "Well, this is my friend. Its name is Pepino, the name of the cock." And he told me his personal story because he was in jail after killing a man. This man used to rob tools from his house, and one day this man came drunk and started shooting to him, and unfortunately he shot this man and he killed. So he was in jail during 6 years. So when I was listening to this story and I was taking the photo of the boat, and I said, well, the image is not that boat, the image is you with your animal, because when he was free after being in jail, he adopted the animal as his pet. So this is something that for me it's so important, because to do this project, I moved to the islands. I lived there during 2 years and a half. I'm sure that this image wouldn't be possible if I wouldn't be closer to them. So that's why I love one of these images. I'm sorry. If someone wants to make any question, you can just make it in loud voice. Here you can see this is maybe the image that I use more strongly, the tilt and shift effect from the large format camera. This is a hunter. I won several awards with this image. It was named the best Latin American Latin American portrait in 2011. All this project, all the high tide has been done because of different awards. The first award I won was the All Rose photography program. Then I won the Byrne Grant that is run by the Byrne magazine, directed by David Alan Harvey. And after that, I won another award in the Boston University called Leopold Godowski Jr. It's an award on color photography. And this project is so obsessive. You know, I made in 2.5 years only 55 images, and in the book are 39 images. So, for example, this is a very simple image of this dredge ship. But to make this image, I lose 2 tripods because I was in a wetland here, and I came 3 times to take this picture. 2 times there was a big storm, and I wanted to photograph the boat with the big storm, and I couldn't because the storm came really fast, and it destroyed my tripod and everything. I set the camera. So the first part of this project was taken in 2009. Not sorry, 2007. Then in 2008, I won that award, and I started doing my artwork, meaning applying to awards and trying to find resources to continue this project. So in 2009, I met the photographer, Magnum photographer Martin Parr. He was creating the Brighton Biennale. He chose me to exhibit there, and he pushed me to go back to the islands and continue this work and publish a book. He also found the publisher for me, and also helped me to start working with the gallery in New York, with Yossi Milo. So that was really important for this project to be concluded. And all these images are printed from 1 meter to 2 meters wide. And the quality is so good because of the large format. Again, you can see here, this has three different light sources. The first one is the moonlight. The moonlight was down. It was around 1 hour after the moonrise, so that's why it has this reddish color. So then I put a reddish light in the grass on the right, and I put a bluish light to the kids. This is a tanker that is at one of the main rivers in the delta. Again, here you can see how I use the focus plane. Actually, this image is almost out of focus, except some parts. I discovered that the focus is just a perception. When you have something in focus, actually this man is out of focus completely, except his hair. And all the table is out of focus, everything except the wharf, the stairs. This image is called Burning Willows, and you can see on the background the yellow light is because of artificial lights that are on the houses. It was a foggy night, that's why all the fog became yellow, and then it has a strobe light that I put sailing with a small boat. You can see me here, maybe. Huh? I'm here. Just put in the light. So in many images, you can see me. If I told you, maybe if I don't tell you, you can't see me. This is a cultural center. It's called Karawata. That's the name of the river that goes through this cultural center. And the kids live in this river, in different houses of the river. So they came to this house, and they take different lessons. They take music lessons, English lessons they take. They receive. It's more like a social meeting. They did there. And I did like a visual lesson, a visual class with the kids with the large format camera, and they see that we prepare together this image. We start playing like a theater game. So every kid adopt one of the characters, and there is one of the kids was the how do we call him the the flashlight kid or something like that. It was, I don't remember now. But this kid was holding 2 different flashlights in his hands, and he was going around the house. So the kid is that there near the net. So these lines on the air was the kids walking around the house. So every line is one turn around the house. So it has around 6 different turns. And also this image has many light sources. It has the volleyball court has this very green light that are used to that you can see always in soccer courts and tennis courts. It has a very green, and it is really, really artificial. When you turn it on, it's really, really green. And you can see the difference between the grass on the right and on the left. It's so different because on the right I put a neutral, very low light. Then a reddish light that came from the bathroom, the moonlight, and some other strobes I put. This is the grocery boat that came every Tuesday to my house, and I could buy all the things I need to survive there. Yeah, you can buy everything, beer and something to eat and everything there. This is one of a good example on focus. Actually, this image is 95% to say one out of focus. The focus is only in the middle. You can see the bridge in the middle of the bridge, and you can see the water in the middle of the water. It comes the focus plane. It's absolutely unnatural the way it is focused, but somehow I don't know why. When someone sees this image, you can say, "Well, this is out of focus." It's just strange. It has. Turkana. After I finished this project and I exhibited, I received a proposal from an NGO called Oxfam. It's a British, well, it's a worldwide NGO, and they work a lot in different parts of the world to help people that it's in danger because of the lack of food. And they run a lot of projects in Kenya. Turkana is one of the provinces of Kenya in the north. So they call me and they say, well, we are running different projects there because the famine was declared 6 months ago. We like that you go with us to photograph people who is having this problematic. And for me, it was the first time I received an assignment to do an assignment with the way I was working, just with my aesthetic and doing my night photographs. And it was a challenge because I didn't want to make very aesthetic images with something that is not happy. It's a terrible situation. But in a way, after doing the project, or in the process, I feel that there was something very natural and something very nice that was happening with these people. Obviously, these people doesn't speak my same language, and they don't speak English. They speak Swahili, and they remain still in this image for 8 minutes. You can see the stars, how the stars move during this image. And the process of being there and working in the night with the people, all the people were in silence. So there were around 15 people there, and there was 50 people behind the camera. And they were all in silence in the middle of the desert. And I walk around, putting a flashlight, walking here. As you can see, the kids that are more curious, they are looking at me. So you can see the faces, they were moving the face when I was walking behind them. So in a way, I felt really happy when I started doing these images, because something close to a communion happens with these people. They enjoy doing these images. They feel really happy for a moment, you know, just for maybe this night. They feel important, and in a way, I understood that even in this situation, you need to be close to the people. You need to. This is something that I always try to express. Even the people from the Delta, from the islands, they are very pure people. However, I don't want to show the bad part of the story. I would like to show the strength of the people. I would like to show them like heroes in a way. This man was a pastoralist, but because all his animals died because of the droughts, the continuous droughts, Oxfam is helping them to start doing fish, to start fishing, you know, because they have a big lake there in Turkana, but they don't use the lake because they don't know how to fish, they don't know how to sail, and they are learning how to do that. So here I mix. This is not night image. This is an image taken during the day with a powerful flash. So I also did what I did in my first project in Borders, a powerful flash in the middle of the day, and also night images. This is a night portrait with large format also. And I came here to make this. I came to Turkana during the moonlight time, because I asked Oxfam, please, let's go there with the moonlight so I can work as I was working before. Unfortunately, it was cloudy nights, all the nights, so I only had 15 minutes of moonlight in all this all. I work there 10 days, during 10 days, and I make this. So I had to combine this night and the images. And this is the only image I could done with the moonlight. So we went there, the moonlight was completely covered by the clouds. And I set up the camera, and the boys in the front were sleeping because they had to go to the school very early, and the girls that are sleeping behind on the back, they were awake. So I started photographing the girls and the boys sleeping, but I had to wait for the moon. I had to wait, and we sat there with my driver, sharing some beer, and they start falling asleep. We wait for 2 hours, so they were all were sleeping, and I could make this image. And there is, I put this light. I walk near them, and I put the light with a flashlight from the top, very like a cenital lighting. And then I moved to backwards, and I put the light to the tree. You can see this is a very typical tree from the desert. And I put the tree from I light the tree from the bottom. And there is something strange for me in this image because of putting this light from the bottom and from the top and from the bottom. It's like a tension between the tree and the people there. Bolivia. This is the second assignment that I received from Oxfam. I will show you how I made a night shoot. You can see the large format camera and the digital camera behind the large format camera. I use the digital camera as a preview of what I done in the large format. Well, this is the image. And this is the second assignment I made for Oxfam. It's about a community that lives in the Mamoré River. This is in Bolivia, in the jungle part of Bolivia, close to the Amazon. And well, they are giving to the people here, they are giving the tables to construct these kind of houses. They also have this kind of, this is a method to grow maize here. It's a very typical method that came from the indigenous people. It's called camellones. And it is also taken with a large format. This is a large format by daylight. Bittersweet Suriname, it's another commission I received from Northerly Foundation. Oh, sorry. There's a video. Let's see. Another video. This work it's about in 1980. This work was made in Suriname. There were major sugar producers, and in 1980 it is the decay of the sugar production in Suriname. So my task was to go there and photograph the remnants of the sugar industry. So I started photographing all factories, like this one. This is the Marienburg factory in Suriname. I think we are running out of time, so I will go a little bit faster. So most of these structures, this is the first synagogue from Suriname that was burned. As this also. This is the house of the director of the plantation. So, and the man there was one of the managers of the plantations. So after doing this, doing the high tide, that is maybe it's my main work, I received these commissions, and I continue doing night photographs, trying to explore how to use color, how to express with color. But I was feeling that I was going close to a limit again. I have been exploring a lot with color here, mixing natural and artificial light, and in a way, I was feeling that I need to go farther. And every time I think in a new work to do, in a new project, I always think in color. I will think how to continue expressing with color. For me, color nowadays is something really subjective. Color changes. When you see a book with this light, you see some colors. When you see outside, you see another colors. When you see in the morning, you see another colors. You see in the afternoon, you see something new. And in photography, there are many processes. Even shooting with transparency film, then you have to scan the film now with a drum scanner. The man who scanned your photographs set up a color balance, then you have to print it, and it changes a lot because of of the materials you're using, the temperature of the developers, etc., etc., etc. So now we're thinking on that, and I said, well, I need to think more about color, and I decided to make a new project that I started last year in Japan. I made 2 big exhibitions last year in Japan, so I said, well, let's start a project here. And I went to a small town called Otsuchi. This is a fisher town. It's around 1,000 kilometers north to Tokyo. And this town was destroyed by the tsunami of 2011. This is a work in progress. So I went there, and I felt really upset of what I found there. So the city was there, so it was completely destroyed. And I came there with color film and black and white film, and I didn't know what to do. This is a color film. I started doing photographs in color. And I wanted to photograph people who lost their home in the exact places where the home used to be. So this is the basement of 3 different houses. And also, in this place, I started finding different things, like what this is a passport. And I started thinking, well, these people have lost their home, have lost all their belongings. You can see how strong was the destruction. So I started doing this with color, but then I decided to photograph the people in black and white, because I was feeling so upset of what I was looking. But I said, well, when you see, for example, photojournalism images that are taken with digital camera, the digital camera, I think it's one of the Leica's camera that is, the image came in black and white. In the other digital cameras, they came in color. And all the images that are presented are in the WordPress photo. Most of the images are taken in color, and the photographers take out the color from the image and put in black and white, and nobody cares about that. And then, so I found this photographic album in the middle of the city. And this is the key point of this project, because when I found this, you can see, you can recognize some people in some of the images. However, it's completely blurred. But what have survived here was the color. You can see the color is there. The red is so strong, the blue is so strong. So photographing the people in black and white, I said, well, these people that has lost all his memories, well, they lost their images. And I start thinking, well, what is a photograph for us? Sometimes one remembers our past because of the photograph. Someone, you see one of your images from your past, and you remember that image. You don't remember the reality. So how it works, the memory and the photographs. And I said, well, I will destroy with my memory. I will destroy the colors. So I start doing the black and white images. And I take these colors that survive from the tsunami, and I use this like a color palette. So I came back to Argentina, and I start adding color by memory, by chance. So this color is added to the image. So I tried with my memory to destroy the natural colors of the place. but putting colors that I found in Otsuchi. That's the same, no? The black and white, and the image colored by chance, by heart, sorry. Well, this is, for me, my second personal project that I have just started. It has just a few images. Nowadays, I'm trying to find resources to go back and continue this. This is also black and white, colored. And these are the firefighters of Otsuchi. Well, thank you very much.
We have 3 minutes for questions. Any questions? I have how many exposure do you take for each image?
How long?
How many?
Around 5, 6 different shots.
Because if its exposure time is around 8 minutes for some of them, it will take hours.
Yeah. It takes around every shot. It takes from 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. The people hate me after.
I thought that they had to be
always.
patient.
It's always because there are mosquitoes, there are it's cold weather, everything you can see in the image, but it's there.
Do you feel an obligation to give some prints back to them?
Yes. Yes, I think.
Or do you shoot digital so they can have some digital stuff?
No. In the Delta, now I'm going, because all the people from the Delta live far away, so, but I'm going there and I gave some images. There are many people who never took an image of themselves, so I came with the first photograph they see of themselves.
Fantastic.
So it's a great experience. They always start laughing. You know why? They say start laughing because I don't know why.
I think this Japan project is very powerful. I really hope you have a chance to continue doing that. How did you convince the Japanese people to go back to the homes that is ruined to sit there? Was it difficult to convince them to do it, or do you have a local person helping you, or
yes no
translator
translator
guide,
in Otsuchi show there are no people who speak in English.
No, okay.
So I was there with and the people in the supermarket get afraid of me because I was Western. So yes, I use a local. Fortunately, one of the curators of one of the shows in Japan, his family-in-law is from this city, so that helps me a lot. Yes, when I start looking at some images from in the website, I found that many of the people who lost their home took images in the exact place where the homes used to be. So I tried to make the same, but during the night. It was very, actually, was a very strange and powerful moment to be there in the night. I work a lot in the night there, and sometimes I had to go because I started seeing a lot of ghosts. Really. I was working alone there maybe all the night, and it was really hard for me. Also,
Thank you so much. A little gift from us, some music.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very powerful work.
Thank you very much.
Really, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Thank you.